Hello everyone. So I've been getting a lot of questions on how I mix my paint because people who are doing the balloon smashes are not having good results. They think their paint is too thin, too thick, just not the same consistency. So I'm going to show you what I do, and if you want to stick around, I'm going to mix a paint. So 90% of my paints are mixed in this manner. 2 parts Floetrol, 1 part Glue-All, 1 part paint. So if you had a 4-cup measuring cup, which you can get at the Dollar Tree for $1, I will put 2 cups of Floetrol, 1 cup of Glue-All, and 1 cup of paint, and mix it. Make sure when you're going around you scrape the sides really well to get all the Floetrol and Glue-All off there, and it's all incorporated really well. So a couple things I will say. I just gave you the recipe for when I use a Soho, a Lucas Krill, or other highly pigmented paint. When I use Color Shift or any Deco Arts, Craft Smart, any craft paint, I do a 1-to-1 ratio, and I do not use Glue-All. So I do like 1 cup Floetrol. Well, these are only 2-ounce bottles. So 2 ounces of Floetrol to 2 ounces of craft paint. The reason is because craft paint is much thinner and less pigmented than the other paints, so it does not go as far. I will say 10% of the time for certain pours, I like to use the Deco Art pouring medium. This is the new one. The old one was sticky and I did not care for it. The new one that they changed up on the consistency is very liquid, first off, compared to Floetrol. This is like a medium, I would say, density, and this is very thin. So when you're mixing this, still again 1-to-1, no matter what paint you're using. And then when I use this, I add water to lighten it up if needed, but it's usually not. So the reason I like Deco Art pouring medium, there's really only 2 times I ever use it. One is for a tree ring pour, and the other is a straight pour, which is, they're very similar. The reason I like it is because it is much thinner than the Floetrol with the Glue-All. So since it's much thinner, it pours out thinner, and therefore it is easier to manipulate on your canvas, and if you wanted to keep that nice ring shape, it's easier to do. This also has a slight gloss finish to it that I like. Another 10% of the time, if I'm creating something that I want to do special, or if it's for a commission or for a special piece of art that's acrylic paints, I might use Oatrol. Oatrol is pretty much very similar in consistency to Floetrol. The difference is this also comes out with a nice gloss finish, to the point where when I did a painting once, I didn't know if I already varnished it. And I didn't, but that's how glossy it comes out. So I use Oatrol the same way I use Floetrol when mixing. But those are my 2 major ones. I will tell you, if I can get it out of here, I do have the Blick Acrylic Gloss Medium. I only put a small amount, maybe a stickful of this, into my other paintings when I want them to come out with a glossy finish, and it works wonderfully. I do not use this when I mix bulk paint, like when I mix, like I mixed Rose Madder last night right here and put it 12 ounces in here. I use it again for special projects only because it's very expensive. I have not tried Liquitex yet, mostly because of price. If I can find a good 40% off coupon and get Liquitex at that price, I will try it. So that's how I mix my paints. I am going to mix a paint right now for
Okay, so I am going to mix some cups. I don't really need a bottle of this, of the Soho Urban Artist Raw Umber. That's the color it is. And I'm also going to mix some of Soho Yellow Ochre. Because that's what I need tonight. Now, I've been doing this for a while, so I'm kind of guesstimating here. I'm going to put this here and see if we can stop the camera from auto-focusing. I don't know what I need to put there. How about my level? Because that's been a problem lately with the autofocus. And I need a couple of these sticks. So again, you can use the measuring cup, but I don't really need to, so I'm not going to. Just going to use this. I'm not straining this because I just want to use these colors this evening, and I kind of know that this bottle of Floetrol has been good to me so far. I've strained most of it and nothing yet, but I shouldn't jinx myself. I guess that's part of the issue. So sometimes when I mix colors that are not a base color, I don't always add glue wall because they will automatically adhere, but I'm just going to put a little bit in. But you always want to add glue wall to your base colors if you're going to, and you know, if you don't put down a base color all the time, which you know, it doesn't always need to have a base color or color down on it. You can just add a little glue wall in. So, yeah, I'll try and keep these closer to you. See, there it goes again. I don't know why it is doing that. For the life of me, I cannot figure it out. So we'll put the raw umber in here, which is, it's like a very dark reddish brown. Yeah, a little more. Okay. And then the yellow ochre will go on the other one. Normally, I mix in between like that. So again, I've been mixing paint for a while, so I kind of can eyeball it. And also, if for some reason you need to add paint, you can always add. So sorry, I took it out of the camera range. Trying this new software called OBS, and it's free for videos and video editing and all that sort of good stuff. So we'll see. I hope this video helps you in learning how to mix paints. if I haven't said it already, some good people who I learned from. Christina Welch. Definitely check out her channel if you haven't already. She has a tutorial on how to mix paints, and she's who I learned from. And then I showed you how I mean, everybody tweaks their, you know, as you learn how to use different mediums, you can tweak your own mixing. But I'm trying to go around here and make sure I get all my edges. And lumps too. Make sure you get those lumps. You can add some water. That's perfect. So that's good. You can add water if needed. I don't typically use water except for maybe in a metallic. There are some metallics that I get from Hobby Lobby, like those extreme sheens, and I don't know that it's the paint or if it's just they're not getting purchased, so they're drying up. But they're awfully thick. But if you ever want to thin out a paint, just let it sit. You can literally take this or this and just let it sit in some hot water. Of course, make sure it doesn't come near the opening, and it should loosen up, if you will. This one's going to be a little more thick. I'm reading the Soho side of it. The label says, world-class acrylic, finest pigments, superior binder, water soluble, fast drying. I would have to agree with all that. Same goes for the Lucas Acryl. I love their paints. I mean, I like Soho, but I just love Lucas Acryl. I guess because I feel their colors are most true to what I know. Like, I'll show you what I mean in a minute. This is like a chocolate. I kind of wish there was a little more red in it. And don't forget, you can add red, like I'm about to do. And I have a reason I'm doing this, but this is vermilion. It's more like an orange. But you can change up the colors to suit your needs for whatever you're painting. You know, just like an artist who is, you know, painting something with a brush and they mix up their paints. It's the same sort of thing. It's just fluid painting instead, flow acrylic painting. Now I may need some water because I added, and I do have some here, I added quite a bit of that in there. Now you may think it's too fluid because, oops, I'm spilling it, because the water's on top, but once you incorporate it, it will not be too fluid. I'm really taking this to the edge, giant. So earlier, I was trying to think of some new fun things I want to do. And as you probably have seen, I've been doing a lot of balloon smashes, and I like them, but I want to do something else now. I am going to be taking some art classes soon. So I can learn to draw. I'm starting with drawing because I feel like that's pretty important. One issue I have is that I'm not very steady. No one's ever called me clumsy, but I'm also not very steady. We still got some lumps in here, so I'm just going to keep stirring while I'm talking to y'all. If y'all have any tricks of the trade for hands that aren't steady, let me know. That's kind of good. Just, oh, that's better. We're getting there. We're getting there. I do apologize if any part of this video has gone in and out. That's something on my new Logitech camera webcam that I cannot figure out for the life of me yet. Okay, I think that's good. Let me take a closer look. Yeah, that's good. And this is good. So let me show you how this runs. Hopefully I say that and then it won't run off. I'm just moving it closer. So that's my paint consistency when I paint with anything, pretty much. It's a medium. It's not too thin, it's not too thick. It is thicker than some people's and it is thinner than some people's. It's really just, the more you paint, the more you'll get to realize how you like it. I'm just trying to turn that over to put color down so that behaves. I am going to mix another color that I got. Here's what I mean by the Lucas Krill colors. This is Lucas Krill Cadmium Orange hue. Just trying to find my Soho to compare. This is Lucas Krill Turquoise. They're very true to color. Do not have, I have a Soho like this. I'm trying to see where it is. Excuse me while I stand up. But anyway, this is why I like this brand. They're very true to what I believe the colors should be. So yeah, so that's how you mix paint. If you have any questions, just leave it in the comments below. And I hope to catch you on my next video. Have a good one.